There's one statement in the 12 and 12 and in the big book that I can't stand. Well, I can stand it now, but for years I couldn't stand it. And what it was, and I'm not quoting it, it says basically like this: when a people, place, and thing we find disturbing, like it affects us negatively, there's something wrong with us. And I used to say to myself, what the hell are you talking about? There's something wrong with us. So people, places, and things have the right to upset us, and we don't have that right? Well, in part of the 12 and 12, it talks about that. It talks about justifiable and unjustifiable anger or grudge match or resentments that are best left up to the regular person in life or a non-alcoholic. And basically what they're saying is this: when a people, place, or thing does something that you find disturbing, there's something wrong with you. That's what it's saying. But what it's saying is that because you feel disturbed, negative, resentful, you had the grudge match going on that can last for years, you're hurting yourself. And that's why it's saying that there's something wrong with you. Is because if we're hurting ourselves, if we're feeling resentful, if we're feeling angry, anxious, uncomfortable about a people, place, or things, what they have done to us, we are taking away our positivity, our fullness, the ability to help other people or be productive as a husband, as a wife, as a worker, as a friend, whoever it may be, because those feelings shut us off from the sunlight of the Spirit. And that's the whole objective of the 12-step program, is to be helpful and useful to our fellow. But it's very, very hard when we go around letting these resentments and these grudge matches stick to us like glue. And what happens, we get enough of them, we start thinking about ourselves all the time. So it takes away our energy to listen to other people, to help other people, to want to do things for other people. It takes away that. And that's one of the biggest eye-openers I've discovered over the last many years, is that we need to keep ourselves like grounded in the spirit of a higher power. And if you follow that step down, step 10 on page 90 and 91, right at the end of page 90, it talks about dealing with the ups and downs of life, doing a spot inventory. I don't mean like you take out a piece of paper and you're on the bus or walking down the street and you start doing a fourth and fifth. Not that kind of inventory. What kind of inventory I'm talking about is you just check yourself. You just check yourself. Am I feeling resentful? Am I feeling mad at my wife because she didn't, kiss me on the way out the door? Do I have a grudge match with somebody at work? Do I owe an apology to somebody? Just check yourself emotionally, mentally, spiritually. Do that spot check. And when if you find something that's not right with you, like you're feeling fearful about financial situations or you have a resentment against somebody, you need to do something about it at that time. Not at the end result of that time. Not when something comes out of it that's bigger. Because you know what happens to resentments, right? They grow and grow and grow, and before you know it, kaboomy, right? Well, that could have been prevented a long time ago. So what do we do with the daily ups and downs in life? Well, you do this. You go to a meeting. You go to a meeting. That's one of probably the biggest things to do and the easiest thing to do. You call your sponsor. Talk to your sponsor about it. Maybe you need to have a good talk about what is going on in your life. Pray. Pray to your higher power, your creator. Boost your spirituality. Do a little meditation. That's what I do. A little spot check meditation helps me calm down. I do those kind of things. I love meditation. There's a guy at work that's actually an outsider of the program, taught me how to meditate. Was a wonderful, wonderful person. He's very young. He's only in his 20s. And he taught me more about spirituality than anybody has ever taught me about spirituality, because he's kept it very simple. But anyways, that's a little sidebar. So I do that. Work with others. Those kind of things. Because our main objective in a 12-step program is not so much to build wealth. It's nice to have money and build a nice house. But the main objective of the 12 steps, for me anyways, is to try and remain productive in the world. And that kind of productive, I mean to help our fellows become useful, be a better brother, be a better sister, be a better husband, be a better father, all those sort of things. But we need to do that spot inventory every day to avoid the collisions with life. That's what we need to do, folks. We need to buckle down and check yourself. You know, you can wake up in the morning and before you walk out the door, you can have 5 resentments going on. You know, you can have 10 resentments going on. Time you leave the door, my wife didn't kiss me. Joe from work called me up, he's stressing me out. That guy never gets his work. You know, you could have all those kind of things going on before you even walk out the door. So check yourself on the regular ups and downs in life. Do preventative medicine for yourself when it comes to your recovery. And you'll see your one day at a time becomes more important than just, you know, every day. Do the one day at a time thing. Check yourself, do a spot inventory. I'm rambling. Become more productive to your fellows, and understand that you can stop a lot of the nonsense in your life by just doing a spot inventory of your regular ups and downs. And that nasty word that a lot of people use, that statement too, is that I got this. Oh yeah, I got this, right? I can't stand that word, because I've said I've got this a number of times, and the damn thing has always backfired on me. So I try and stay away from that word, and I try and say, I don't got this. I got to get to a meeting. I got to talk to my sponsor. I got to do a little prayer and meditation. I got to help others. I got to learn to become more useful to my fellows. And that means my family, my friends, my neighbors, whoever it is. I need to become more productive and more useful as a person. Helping others is a great way of becoming more useful and getting out of yourself. And remember, just one last thing, I know I'm rambling. When we start resenting, we start feeling grudge matches and stuff like that, all that negative stuff about people, places, and things, you know what happens, right? We start to become very, very self-centered. And self-centeredness is an awful thing to think about, because all we think about is ourselves, okay? My name is Terry G. This is an alcohol-free life channel where we learn to live sober one day at a time. If you can take a second, please subscribe. Take another second and hit that like button, and I'll talk to you later. It's going to be another warm one here in Ottawa. By the way, I'm speaking tonight. Ciao for now.